Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new video from International Publishers Academy. In this video I'm gonna give an answer to the question that is how many and which kind of challenges you needed to face and overcome to become a successful publisher. So I think this kind of video it will take a little bit longer, but I can guarantee you that you're really supposed to be stick on it because I'm gonna share with you a lot of precious informations that, especially if you find yourself exactly in the really beginning of your self-publishing career, you cannot miss out and you're not gonna find anywhere else. So I feel like very close to this kind of topic, to be honest with you, because I find myself back time ago in the same position that you may be right now at the moment. Because before becoming a successful publisher, I was not even know what self-publishing was meaning, and I was working as a vendor without knowing anything else. So doing self-publishing, since self-publishing is a real business, even though it's probably the most simple and easy business to start and to scale, because you don't need a lot of skills, you don't need a lot of time, and especially a lot of money. At the same time, guys, it's still a business. So if you didn't develop yet any kind of entrepreneur skills, or you still haven't did a kind of a level up in terms of mindset and all of this stuff, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult rather than what you maybe expect. But I can tell you that everything is possible, especially because if and when someone show you that there is really a way to do whatever you would like to do, it's already a certain thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to do self-publishing, I'm gonna try that and that kind of other thing. But when you're looking for something, the only thing that you're supposed to look at, if anywhere else, if anyone did already the same thing and became successful and profitable in the same area, right? So that's very important. So keep it in mind if you're looking to do something new and challengeable. As I was saying, a few tools or anyway kind of elements that of course are always able to facilitate your business approach, especially at the very beginning, which are skills, time, and money. So the more you have those of three elements, the easier it's gonna be. But one of the most important things that you're supposed to have is the right approach, because you can learn the skills from someone else that already been doing the thing that you are delving yourself in. You can raise up a budget in order to start your self-publishing business, and you can prioritize your time in order to find the right one and push into the self-publishing. I also want to tell you that there's never gonna be the right moment. We've been asked from several people that basically they were going like, I would like to do self-publishing, but at the moment I'm very busy, or I do not have enough budget, or I do not know exactly how to do. So all of these things are not really important, guys. The really and only stuff that matters more than the other is the mindset, is the approach, and the really will to do. Because without actions, any kind of desire, goal, or anything like those things are worthable zero. They really do not worth at all. So you need to have a goal, you need to be ready to learn the skills that you're supposed to have, to spend the time or sometimes even lose the money in order to pay the price by scaling your experience, and you need to find out time. So all of these things are just resources that are able to be found out from anyone. I guarantee you that are not that much important at all. So I know that one of the most objection is like, yeah, okay, it seems to be even easy. Maybe you did it because you've been lucky, or all of these things that actually are not even true. So I really want to tell you the way that I run in order to become a successful and profitable publisher, so you can judge yourself. I'm not saying that it's easy. but is doable. So if you want, you can. So if you already know, me and Andrea started this kind of learning process about understanding how the self-publishing business was working roughly around 6-7 years ago. 6-7 years ago, personally, I was working as a vendor. So just to let you understand a little bit more about my real situation, I was living with my parents because even though I always desired to push more, to do more, and become economically independent, at that time I really didn't have any money even to think about getting a rent. So I was living with my parents and I was working, as I said, as a vendor. So for all of those people that they may be interested into, I'm originally from Italy, in Genoa, which is one of the northest city, still upon the coast, but one of the northest city in Italy. And basically we had the office in Savona. So between Genova and Savona is roughly 40 kilometers, which by car means was around 40 minutes until 1 hour sometimes if I was getting into the traffic. So basically, this was my real routine. So I didn't have any money, as I was saying, even though I was working, and that's super curious. It's supposed to make you think a lot. And at the same time, I didn't have any time. So I was working, I wasn't even able to get some real money from my job, and I really didn't have any free time at all, if you do not consider, of course, Sunday and Saturday. And especially I didn't have any skills because I didn't knew really what doing self-publishing was meaning, all right? So I was waking up around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I was getting breakfast, all of this stuff, and then I was going all the way until Savona by car. That, as I said, was around 40 minutes, 1 hour to hit the office around 9, we can say. And then from 10, more or less, 10 in the morning into until 1 p.m. Basically, we were doing all of those kind of activities about cold the leads, working about the contacts, or understanding if there were any kind of customers that was important to visit and go back there again to try to sell something different. Because I was actually selling mattresses, okay? So mattresses or all of those kind of medical stuff that usually was related to the over 60, over 70 years old people, just as a overview about the products also. After it, basically, from 1 until 6 or 7, sometimes even 8 p.m., we were going basically on the field, if we can say. So basically we were going knocking the doors about the people that in the morning we used to call and get an appointment, all right, to do the presentation of the products, explaining what the corporate, all right. The only thing is that being a door-to-door vendor, this means that if you're gonna work only in your specific area and in a small area, sooner or later the leads, so the contacts, they will end up. So to be honest with you, basically what we were doing actually was working door to door between Genova and the extreme west city, which was called Ventimiglia, that is located in the border to France. From Genova to Ventimiglia, when we were used to work like far in the area, it's about maybe 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours, okay, with the highway. So basically, I was waking up, I was reaching up the office, and then depending on the day, the month, or the week, because we were changing basically location sometimes, we were going always farther on the coast. Basically, what I was dealing with was I was spending the majority of time in the traffic. I was reaching this office, and then I was delving into the traffic and into my car again to go door by door all the way around to these kind of little areas or towns. I can guarantee you that was not funny at all. and at the same time I really wasn't earning basically any money. Just after a couple of months I started to earn 1000, but you also have to consider that I was paying a lot in terms of fuel for the car, all the tickets of the roads and all of this stuff, the eating and all these kind of things. So basically, if I was considering in a sort of a net way, I can guarantee you that was much lower than that. But as I said, I didn't have any time, really any money, and especially any skills. But at the same time, I was knowing that somehow I needed to take some action, okay? Because the thing is that most of the people that are working, no matter which kind of work are they doing, they all mostly would like to do something else, have more money, have more free time, and all of those stuff. But thinking about those or desiring those, it's really not gonna help. You need to reach a certain point in where you really feel yourself so bad that the only way to overcome the challenges and what you're doing is go all in. Otherwise, you're never gonna get any results, guys. So basically, another thing is that I really wasn't good at it, to be honest with you guys. And that's the reason why especially I needed to find a way. I was reading already about personal finances, help, and all of those things. So my mindset was, I think, like strong enough in terms of those stuff, and my real why was so strong that nothing I felt was able to stop me. I was approaching self-publishing basically, and I did it through a course. I just had the money. I just spent a lot of time to collect the money to purchase the course, and then after it, I tried to make up the first books. Since the budget was like super low, many of the times I was like producing a couple of books a month. First 2 months I just spent for the course. The month after I produced a couple of books, but the problem is that I really had only the money for the production of the books, but not even for the launch. Basically, I was doing that month a couple of books, and then I needed to wait necessarily the next month to get the next salary in order to pay the lunch and promote the books. So it was literally super difficult to me in any case. I produced something like 2 plus 2, more or less 6, 8 books, something like that. And since they were not working, after a certain point, I just decided to write them down by myself, because I said, okay, I don't have any budget. I really have few time. I really cannot wait 1 year in order to make so many attempts and become successful with this business in too long. I really wanted to do it, and since I did it all in, I wanted to harness all the resources that I got at the time and go as fast as possible. So I started to produce the books on my own, and after it, I found the first couple of books that they started to generate the first royalties. That was a very kind of a turning point for me, even though statistically I had already got a lot of losses. I wasn't in profit yet, but for me it was the really beginning of something big. So I never quit. I kept going on. I tried to produce as many books as possible, especially in the next period. And then time after time, I just took off. So I remember that, especially at that time, when all of those people and colleagues were so much focalized in terms to raise up their own personal activity in terms of vendor, just enough in order to earn a bit with this job, even though it was very tiring, stressful, and I didn't like it, as I said, that much. I was doing also the other stuff. So at the beginning was, of course, the very side hustle business, and after it has become bigger and bigger. But at a certain point, I really remember that the COVID hit, and overnight, basically, we were not allowed anymore as the majority and all the people, I would say, to work anymore. So basically, no matter if you were earning a lot, you really didn't earn any money or anything like that, from overnight, all the people weren't allowed anymore to work. While my colleagues were super stressed out, mad and angry with all of those things, me, I was super happy because I had much way time to putting my whole focus on self-publishing, raise it as much as possible, and especially I really understood the importance of at least creating a side hustle business, because no matter how much you would feel like comfortable with yourself by having a job or anything, like by having a job overnight everything can change, and if you didn't collect enough money and savings, you can really be in trouble. When a lot of people were super scared, me and my self-esteem was raising a lot. So from that moment on, especially, I was going faster, and as far as I got the chance to reach the point that I was earning 3,000, and basically when I had the occasion, because I was starting to earning around 5,000 a month, at the end I quit my job. I just proceed by trying to publish as many books as possible. I created other accounts. In the meantime, I sold a couple of them and a lot of other things. I don't know for you, this kind of little preview or story sounds like enough if you find it interesting, but I can guarantee you that while you face a lot of things that they may be hard and tough for you, no matter if you do not feel pushed to do something, or you don't have enough tool, instruments, or anything like those, you will find something. Okay, you will find a way, you will find a solution, you will find any resources out there available to overcome your obstacles. Because as I said, it's never a matter of the instruments that you have, but the correct approach that all of the people that are thinking to approach to this business or any other business as well, they're supposed to have. That's what really matters, because what success need to see from you basically is that no matter what, you're never gonna quit. As far as you go and you're not gonna quit, sooner or later you will reach whatever you wanna reach. That's super mathematically, and there's never gonna be a problem to it. So always be focused on what you really wanna do and achieve, and try to do not feel yourself that much emotional if you are dealing with something that you're not feeling comfortable with at the moment. Basically, if the problem in your situation are all of those people that you have around that are not pushing you enough or at all by approaching self-publishing, you can respect them in any case without meeting them or anything like that. If the problem is the money, you can start working as a 9-to-5 job, collect as much money as possible, and then start a little bit later. If you don't have time, it just means that you are not able to prioritize your time, because all of the people have 24 hours a day. How is it possible that people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, with the same amount of time that you have, are able making so many things, producing so many results and all of those stuff, and you that probably exactly as me find ourselves in a totally lower and different position, we cannot put enough time on something. So it's just a matter of how much you care about what you want to do. Then there's nothing wrong if it's not that important for you. So if you're just curious about self-publishing, but you do not want to achieve so much or anything like that, that's okay, fair enough. Okay, so no one is prescribing you like a doctor that you need to become a successful publisher or achieve 20, 30, 50,000 a month, but it's just up to you. If you don't want, that's fine. But if you want to follow this path, of course, there are several things that you need to consider, and especially put the mindset on the right, and especially keep the mindset on your side. So never try to work against you, but always with you. You don't have the money, you will collect the money. You don't have time, you're gonna put time. You don't have the skill, you can learn the skills. If you're finding yourself in the same position that I was finding myself around 6-7 years ago, we as International Publishers Academy are offering courses, consultings, and path that leads all the people, even from the very beginning until the desired goal, follow it step by step. All right, So you don't even need to feel yourself alone by doing this thing, by scaling self-publishing or trying to understand how actually it works, because with our support we will put as much effort as you're gonna need to skyrocket your business. So thanks for being watching this video. I feel honestly at least that may have been important for you, and that has pushed enough if you were just in doubt or you were not able to take the right step. So have a good one and see you in the next video. Bye.